One thing that's actually not that uncommon among people who have had measles is that measles has an unfortunate predilection for wiping your immune memory for a lot of other things that you've been vaccinated for or that you've had natural immunity to. And so you'll find yourself immunologically vulnerable to things that you previously were not.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How contagious is measles?
It is simply the most contagious thing that we would ever see that we know of. Some of the listeners may have heard of a calculation called R naught, and it is important to understand what that means and what it doesn't mean. It refers to the contagiousness of a particular infectious disease in a completely susceptible population, which is not what we're dealing with. Different agents, infectious agents, it's a useful measure to understand how contagious measles is. And so if you consider more familiar things that we know about influenza, COVID-19, which have R naught values, 1.5 to 3, depending upon what strain you're dealing with, some a little bit more. Chickenpox has an R naught value of about 10 to 12, and then measles is about 12 to 18. So what that refers to is in a completely susceptible population, one ill individual with measles would be expected to cause 12 to 18 additional cases.
And not there's some viral factors why that happens too, but that long incubation period, so the patient is completely, from what you can tell, normal up to 3 weeks, and they may be spewing the virus out their nose, and there's no symptoms.
So,
So if
yeah,
you're vulnerable population exposed to measles, 90% will get infected. And if that wasn't bad enough, if you walk into a room after 2 hours after somebody has been in the room with measles, you may still be infected. It's an incredibly dangerous disease as far as its ability to infect vulnerable populations.